right now on 5 on your side at 10.
First fall freeze. It's now likely for the St. Louis area early next week. The unsettled weather we have to get through before the coldest air arrives.
Uber driver ambushed.
All of a sudden I start hearing, boom, 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 bang, 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 bang.
Tonight, a military veteran shares a harrowing experience with his would-be passengers. First tonight, a missing girl from North Carolina found in St. Louis. Police say she was with a convicted sex offender from Oklahoma.
I'm very thankful for the good old-fashioned police work that Kirkwood did.
Good evening, I'm Mike Bush, and Allred has the night off. Hours ago, St. Louis County prosecutors charged a suspect after they say he drove the girl from North Carolina to Kirkwood. Robert Townsend's live outside the Kirkwood Police Department with more on how the officers helped crack this case. Robert.
Mike, the North Carolina detectives say the Kirkwood police officers were in the right place at the right time. Now, they say the officers' suspicions about the suspect's car helped them find that missing girl.
It didn't look right.
Police in Monroe, North Carolina say Wednesday night, Kirkwood police officers first spotted a suspicious vehicle parked in an odd spot in this Lowe's parking lot. It's located near Lindbergh and I-44 in St. Louis County.
Officers initially made contact with the driver, 30-year-old Christopher James Porter.
That's not all the Kirkwood police officers saw.
Officers observed a young female in the passenger seat.
That passenger, a 16-year-old girl who had been missing from North Carolina for nearly 2 weeks. Kirkwood police quickly arrested convicted sex offender Christopher Porter.
Thank goodness these officers, they took it upon themselves to go up to this vehicle, and she was in it.
Police say Porter traveled from Oklahoma to Monroe, North Carolina, picked up the girl, and then drove more than 700 miles to Kirkwood. The girl told police she ran away from home after meeting Porter on a social media app.
Getting a device ultimately allows you to have some control over where your kids are ultimately going online.
Chris Montgomery is director of sales at ThrottleNet. The Sunset Hills company helps businesses protect themselves from cyber attacks. Montgomery also has this reminder for parents who want to protect their children from online predators.
But there are various devices that are out there that can allow parents some level of control and understanding about what their kids are doing online.
Meantime, more praise for the eagle-eyed Kirkwood police officers who helped bring this girl home.
I'm very thankful for the good old-fashioned police work that Kirkwood did. The officers out there saw this car in a parking lot and checked on them and went the extra mile to make sure that this child was safe.
Now, as for Porter, he's charged with several felonies. Tonight, he's sitting in the St. Louis County Jail on a $500,000 cash-only bond. Live in Kirkwood, Robert Townsend, 5 on your side.
Developing tonight, a multi-state manhunt still underway for the gunman accused of killing 18 people and injuring 13 others in Lewiston, Maine. A shelter-in-place order remains in effect as hundreds of law enforcement agencies are searching by ground and air for Robert Card. Police say he walked into a bowling alley and opened fire last night, then drove to a bar to continue his attack. Officials say the Army reservist underwent treatment at a mental health facility this summer after threatening a military base. Sources say the rifle he used in the attack was bought legally. Also developing tonight, about an hour ago, we learned the major case squad is investigating a deadly shooting in Maplewood. A man was shot just after 5:30 tonight in the 2200 block of Yale. That's off Manchester. The victim later died at the hospital. His identity has not yet been released, and no word yet on any possible suspects or a motive. We are following breaking news tonight out of the Middle East. The Pentagon says the U.S. has launched airstrikes in eastern Syria on 2 locations linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guard. The strikes are in retaliation to recent drone and missile attacks on U.S. bases in the region. Well, a break in the rain tonight, but more rain is on the way tomorrow, along with near-record temperatures. But big changes are coming in the next 36 hours. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking them all with his Weather First forecast.
Yeah, there are a bunch of changes coming our way. By the way, you saw City Park there, City SC home Sunday night. It'll be a whole different type of ball game here when we talk weather Sunday night. Only around 40 degrees, still probably some rain around. This is what it looked like this morning. Justin In Lindenwood Park, shared this beautiful photo of the sun coming up this morning. He's one of our weather watchers on the 5 on Your Side Facebook group. We just love our weather watchers and the pictures they send. Well, we had a great start. We had a few scattered showers as expected this afternoon. Skies are actually clearing west of St. Louis, but now we're watching that cold air filter in across Wyoming, into Montana, into the Dakotas. It's 16 now in Billings. It won't be that cold here, but that gives you an idea of what's on the way. This is true Arctic air, the first of the season that will be moving towards us early next week. So there will be a few showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow evening, very scattered. Then the temperatures start dropping. It's chilly this weekend, soggy weather by Saturday night into Sunday. And then that transition to the very cold pattern early next week with our first freeze on the way. Tell you what you can do to prepare for that in just a few minutes, Mike.
All right, Scott. Tonight, Riverview Gardens high school officials, parents, and community partners are searching for solutions after another series of fights broke out at school. The latest incidents today led to a lockdown of the campus, and new tonight, our Laura Barczewski talked with the parent and community partners who are trying to help. Laura?
Mike, one parent tells me the fights have made it difficult for students to feel safe at school, and tonight parent-teacher conferences were also canceled and now have to be rescheduled. St. Louis County Police say around 1 o'clock Thursday afternoon, they were called to Riverview Gardens High School to break up a series of active fights happening across campus. Parent Victoria Smith says witnessing a lot of it has been hard on her kids.
It discourages them from getting up every morning because they don't know what they're going to face in a day at Riverview Gardens High School.
Police say 3 teens were taken into custody and later released to their parents, and one was taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Smith says all of the students are going through a lot right now. Similar fights canceled homecoming festivities just weeks ago.
We got some trauma that we got to deal with. We got some trauma that we need to address, and the support of Ungun. I've heard a lot of great ideas that we can offer to Riverview Gardens School District.
Ungun Institute owner and founder Dr. Marty Casey says she wants to work with the school district, parents, and students to make it a better place for everyone.
And we want to hear from them. I think that's the only way we're going to get to the bottom of what is really happening, how individuals are feeling, so we know how to deal with it.
Dr. Casey says she wants to bring the community back together.
We call that the triangle effect at Ungun Institute, and that's where the parents are up top. These are the homes, and then we have the schools, and we have the support of the community. The child is safely in the center, but when these things are not connecting, the child can fall out. That's what we're seeing happening right now.
A spokesperson for the Riverview Gardens School District said in a statement they're working to address the fights and, quote, put measures in place to provide appropriate outlets and supports for scholars and staff. The Ungun Institute is hosting a Zoom chat tomorrow where parents of Riverview Gardens students can talk about what's going on. That will start at 5 p.m. So you can email info@unguninstitute.com to get that link, and we'll have all that information on our website as well, Mike.
Laura, thanks. About 90 minutes ago, the Francis Howell School District Board discussed a controversial proposal on bathrooms. Policy 2116 would require students to use the restroom or locker room that matches the sex on their birth certificates. It also calls for at least one single-use unisex restroom in each school building. We're told a vote could happen at next month's board meeting. Tense moments for a St. Louis Uber driver who says he feared for his life after getting into a shootout with a would-be passenger. One of those bullets flew into his car, narrowly missing him. Our Brent Solomon is live at police headquarters tonight. Brent?
Mike, the man who has driven for Uber for 7 years now says this has never happened before. Tonight, he's sharing his story, not only because he wants the bad guys caught, but also because he wants other ride-share drivers to trust their gut when something doesn't seem right.
I was super afraid for my life. I literally heard ting, 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 ting. I'm here, pew, pew.
Not the ride Joshua Barker was expecting when he went to pick up a passenger near Union Boulevard and Cabanee Avenue. It was around 2 a.m. last Monday.
On the left, I saw no houses, no businesses. And on the right, there was vacant homes with chain link fence in front of it to keep people out. So there ain't nothing there to be picking anybody up at. And there was looked like a broke down Mercedes-Benz with dark tinted windows, and the door was ajar slightly, which is just so creepy, you know, and nobody around or nothing.
He followed his instincts.
On the Uber app, you can click a thing that says, cancel, not safe to pick up, which I did, thinking that's the end of it.
He ran into a dead end. When he tried to turn around, he came back in contact with the suspicious car. That's when he says a young woman jumped out.
She stopped like this. And I'm in there. I said, "What are you doing?"
Then 2 young men appeared.
All of a sudden I start hearing, boom, 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 bang, 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 like that. I'm like, oh my God, I'm being shot at.
He fired back and took off. Take a look at where the bullet went into his car.
It's the 9mm bullet hole.
And where it traveled.
Literally 1.5 feet and it would have killed me.
The disabled veteran now counting his blessings. He escaped unharmed.
I am still shaken up. I don't know if I'll ever, or when I'll ever be able to drive for Uber or any rideshare companies again.
All right, within just the past hour, I heard from Uber, a representative saying the reported details are terrifying, and we're relieved the driver was unharmed. We're in touch with the driver as we continue to look into this incident, and we're standing by to assist law enforcement on their investigation. Tonight, we're live at St. Louis Police Headquarters. Brent Solomon, 5 on your side.
Tonight, the owners of Old Town Donuts in Florissant are responding after the popular shop was closed due to a roach infestation. Just hours ago, the owners posted on Facebook saying the source of those bugs came from a piece of refurbished equipment they recently purchased. The post goes on to say the health department was notified and it was agreed that the best course of action was to close for a deep clean and to have a third party come in and eradicate the unwanted pests. Old Town Donuts hopes to reopen soon, and we checked with recent health department records and found the shop has received scores of 99 and 98 on its 2 prior routine inspections.
Tonight, the price of prescriptions. Drug costs are skyrocketing.
It's just getting tougher and tougher. I mean, there's not a day goes by that we fill a prescription below cost.
The I-Team exposes the insurance process some pharmacists say is driving up those prices and driving your corner drugstore out of business.
Pharmacies are closing up right and left, and it's due to reimbursement.
The weather changes coming this weekend could be a tough pill to swallow for those looking to enjoy leaf peeping when and where the heaviest rain is expected before it gets truly cold.